what is the uniqueness of this COP28 and what will it constitute and what is
Yeah,
its main agenda?
yeah, definitely. COP28, as we have been discussing, has got a special agenda. Its agenda is something like we have to really make energy transition. We have to really move away from the fossil fuels like oil, natural gas, coal. These are called fossil fuels because the dead remains of the plants and the animals, when they stay in the earth crust for a long time, they turn into the fossil fuels. And when you really burn them or use them, they release CO2, which is really dangerous and harmful for the entire the well-being of the planet. That's why we say that fossil fuel has to be completely wiped out by 2030. And in this context, I would say that COP28 also really must work towards a concept of climate financing because the underdeveloped nations are not able to really fulfill the infrastructural need is there in the underdeveloped countries, and they are not able to really achieve that by themselves. They certainly need help from developed nations. This has to go on. Then UN has very clearly stated that in the Kyoto Protocol that there is a common but differentiated responsibilities there. Developed nations are there now. They are really giving more of emissions, whereas due to their high industrial activity, and underdeveloped countries and developing countries are there. There the emission levels are not that much. But if you put the same amount of cess on both of them, it would be really impartial. It would be really injustice. That is why UN has said that though it is common, the responsibility is differentiated. It depends upon how much a country contributes towards this CO2 footprint. That is why the carbon footprint is taken as the criteria or the yardstick to measure the responsibility of the nations to contribute towards climate financing, and hope COP28 would really materialize something like this because there is a need to develop more food varieties. There is a need to contain the drought and other situation. Climate variation is so much there. Now, if you see in Spain and all, there is El Nino effect is there. Severe heat and sometimes severe drought. Floods are there, storms are there. And you have seen very recently that there is a kind of forest fire in US and across the Canadian coast. So much of activity is there. It is all due to the ill effects of climate. That is why we have the responsibility to protect our planet, and COP28, we wish that would really achieve that.
Sir, so then can we take the example of corona? Is it due to this effects?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that corona is a kind of viral infection basically, but it could be due to this because when climate changes, so many different species could really mutate themselves, and that might have led to something called corona also. I think I can really appreciate you for this.